So, with the innovation of things like OpenAI, ChatGPT, overall robots taking over the world,
which has taken the world by storm. Why do you think it's captured people's imagination?
I think people really have fun with it and they see the possibility and they see the ways this can help them, this can inspire them.
you think that video editors are at stake, and will we lose all video editing jobs because AI will replace video editors? Yes, and there's more. So you don't know who I am yet. What up? My name is Peter. I am a content creator. I've been editing for more than 5 years professionally, and on top of that, 5 years leisurely for influencers, content creators, and this YouTube channel. And the progression of video editing for the past recent decade has been amazing. With things like text to speech, short form content taking over the world, we have my other video, and check that out, where I talk about how CapCut is essentially nipping a Premiere Pro in the butt. Everything that takes hours and hours to do in After Effects, you can do with a click of a button within CapCut on your phone with your normal person who has no idea sequencing, Adobe Premiere, anything. They can take out a complete background by just clicking a button. They can motion track with a click of a button. But on top of that, we have AI, ChatGPT, and how that will essentially replace all video editors. So before, when I used to edit for my clients, I would need to manually add captions to these Instagram-like videos, where before we didn't have things like TikTok. So I would painstakingly, one, have a SRT file and manually add that in, or I would actually manually add that in through a text layer. But now Adobe Premiere has things like text to speech. But I bet you didn't know that there was this secret way of how you should edit for your future videos that essentially replaces all junior editing editors for the foreseeable future. I'm gonna show you exactly what I mean by that. This huge 2-hour podcast, right? I'm like, if you were a normal video editor, you would need to scrub through this and either one, find manual timestamps so you can figure out where exactly are the clips that you want to pull from. But now in 2023 going forward, all I do is transcribe this simply by going to my text tool, hit transcribe sequence, and now look, my entire video that I want to take clips away from is now transcribed. And all I need to do is, let's say I want to take some clips on, let's say this specifically video is on CBD and THC for educational purposes. I want to see sleep. Put in sleep, and now all the clips that I will highlight that says sleep, I click on that, right? Click on this. And Adobe Premiere will take me to the exact timestamp where I can find exactly where that clip is. And essentially just doing by this alone through AI technology, I just replaced a junior video editor. So there are competitors like things like Descript that have text-based editors, but I'm more than sure that Premiere Pro will replace this and buy out this company or have similar features that are already happening. And if you have the newest version of Premiere Pro, what you can do is now you can edit, have the text-to-speech function, and then you can close all gaps, take away silences without even having to go through and scrubbing through the timeline, all by doing text to speech. What does that mean for you as a content creator, a video editor? Are you in trouble? Besides the uprising and more creators and people outsourcing, especially influencers nowadays, where it's like, hey, I'm going to Upwork, I'm going to hire someone in the Philippines, in India, in Indonesia, where the cost of living is much more lower. So what I can do is I can hire someone at a much lower price and outsource that. That has already been happening for ages and ages. If you're an American, you live in Canada, the UK, Australia, and you want to be a video editor, is it harder? Yes, but it is not impossible. You just have to think smarter. Think about the bigger picture. On top of that, now we have things like robots taking over video editing. There are a lot of websites out there that you can churn out a basic cut that will take out all your edits, take out all of your blips and silences without you having to even touch a video editing software. Can you believe that? Just from having text to speech alone, what you can do now for your future ways of how you film and edit your content is that, let's say every time you do a really good clip, you're like, hey, I nailed that. Tell your client or yourself on camera to say pineapple. And now that you say pineapple and you do the text to speech function within our Adobe Premiere, you know exactly where that good take is. It is almost like having a slate, but we're doing this verbally and using the text to speech function. AI Sensei has done, that's the name of Premiere Pro's proprietary technology, is that video editing is becoming much more automated. There is already automatic coloring, right? Colorist, bam, you're gone. And that technology is only going to get better over time. I'm too lazy to color grade and doing all this stuff. Hey, click auto. I just automatically color corrected my photo without having to put much work. You're like, oh, that's not really good. I can do so much better in DaVinci. Just you wait. Time will be more of the essence, where technology will be like, wow, that cinematic LUT? Get what? I did that all with AI technology. So what do you have to do as a video editor? You have to start thinking outside of the bigger picture, not just simple cutting and splicing, because technology is already doing that. AI is taking away the minuscule tasks. What you need to do is the operations, figuring out what content strategy, what is the actually purpose of what you are telling ChatGPT, OpenAI, whatever program Descript is actually doing that. So you are the operator now, where basic level entry video editing is essentially gone, obsolete. It already has through outsourced and other websites, but now even more so with things like ChatGPT. You can write scripts, you can have the skeletons of things, as well as now how video editing, closing gaps, you can edit even faster now. What used to take, let's say, a whole day, I can do now within 2 hours because of things like text to speech style video editing, text based editing. So the role of video editors is pretty much going to be obsolete, right? Entry level video editing. Of course, of things like if you're in cinemas and short forms and storytelling, robots can't do that yet. But things like basic sorting, basic cuts, taking out silences and gaps, your entry video editor, start you better start changing it up. You better start looking at yourself and being like, I'm too comfy in this. How can I improve my skills? And how can I compete with, not against, AI technology? That's my little spiel for now. My name is Peter. You're watching Broke Visionary Collective. And if you want to get serious about content creation, whether that's getting your first client in the door, living that laptop lifestyle, and you having to be able to edit for whoever clients you want, traveling the world, or having the freedom to pick and choose who you want to edit for, I have a full-fledged course of exactly how you get your first client, how you make your first buck, and how you stay ahead of the game and figure out, hey, what can I do that AI cannot do? Link in the description below. Help me help you. And of course, I also have my own course where I show you how you edit in Premiere Pro.